Hi, everybody. Welcome to Laughter Talks. This is Marguerite Fair, and I have a wonderful gentleman here. I love these handsome gentlemen. I get Sidney Lam, and he's our special guest today. Thank you for being here, Sidney.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Wonderful. And first of all, for those of who might not know Cindy, I would like to introduce you. So you just get your accolades now. Um, let me tell you about Cindy Lam, everyone. Now, Sydney was born in Brooklyn, New York, received an MA degree in cinema studies from New York University. And in 1975, he moved to Los Angeles and continued working and supported his family until 2010. During the years, he has written over a dozen screenplays, mostly comedies. I can relate to that, Sydney. He also wrote spec sitcom scripts for Barney Miller, The Bob Newhart Show, Taxi, Cheers, Seinfeld, and one Magnum PI teleplay. And we baby boomers all watch those shows. Now, Sydney produced and directed two micro-budget features, The Apology and Torment, a love story. And for the last several years, he teaches a movie classics appreciation class on Zoom for a local community college. That must be amazing. It's for an extension program. Now, currently, and what we're here to talk about today is Sydney is producing and directing his third feature, The Faithful Brethren of Pitt Street, which is a comedy drama about the decline of the Yiddish theater in the 1950s in New York. So Sidney Lam, welcome today. It's wonderful to have you on the show. Delightful to finally meet, and thank you for reaching out. So please share with us. This project sounds absolutely amazing. So tell us how it came to be.
I can't get this grin off my face, Marguerite. That introduction was very nice. A little history about the project. My brother wrote the screenplay. He's a playwright. He has been written up in the Burns Mantle Theater yearbook back in the early 70s as having the best off-Broadway play in New York. Was the winner of the Schubert Fellowship contest for playwriting. And he's written several plays, including this one, The Faithful Brethren of Pitt Street. It was produced off-Broadway by Arthur Cantor, the Broadway producer, in the 80s. And it was just a fun play. As a matter of fact, my daughter and I flew out from Los Angeles to New York for the premiere of The Faithful Brethren of Pitt Street at the Orpheum Theater. Now, fast forward to 30 some odd years later, there's a surge in interest in Yiddish-themed projects. Namely what? The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on HBO or Showtime, Unorthodox, the series on Netflix, I believe it was, a movie made in Brooklyn, Borough Park, as a matter of fact, where I was raised, called Menashe.
Oh, okay.
About an Orthodox Hasidic Jew whose wife died, is not able to take care of his son. He's maybe 10, 12 years old. And he's looking to get custody of his son, who is being raised by his in-laws. And it's a lovely story. It was a very low budget film. It went on to do quite well, all in Yiddish. And it's amazing that there was this acceptance of an all Yiddish film about an Orthodox Jewish sect and a gentleman in that religion who was looking to regain custody of his kid. Based on all years. And he scraped together a few bucks, and he's the one who's financing this whole project. We've come across some problems. We have it fully cast. We have a crew. It's a skeleton crew. We have a crew of like 7 or 8 people. We have a DP, we have a sound person, we have a line producer, we have wardrobe, we have hair and makeup, and that's about it. Me and a cast of 8 characters. It's a lovely story. What you described it briefly as the decline of the Yiddish theater in 1950s New York.
Mhm.
Uh, Basically, it's about two Jews who migrated to the United States from Poland. Uh, they became very wealthy in real estate, multimillionaires, and they decided to open up a theater, specifically to keep alive the memory of life in the shtetl of Eastern Europe, which is
Mhm.
where they were from. There were several conditions, though. One condition, the playwrights must all be Jewish.
Uh-huh.
And
That makes sense.
the actors must all be Jewish. And number three, the play will be presented only in the Yiddish language. Well, needless to say, the Lower East Side, Manhattan, and throughout Manhattan, Washington Heights, other parts of Manhattan, and Brooklyn, a lot of Jews. So for the first decade, couple of decades, standing room only, the Jews flock to the theater. But
I'll bet.
as they get older, the theater, the audience dwindles, to which the artistic director, Gussie Shapiro,
Uh-huh.
says, uh, you put on another Yiddish play, there's going to be more people on the stage than there's going to be in the audience. To which they say, what we need is a miracle from God to keep
Yeah.
the theater alive. So what does she say? She says, we have found that miracle for you. Says, what is it? We just came from a university where this young playwright, his play was received with a standing ovation, 20-minute standing ovation, and I'm
Wow.
having this young man come to New York to talk about having his play produced in our theater. Is he Jewish? No, he's not. He's not Jewish, but his play has universal appeal. And what I plan to do, what we'd like to do, is translate it into Yiddish. And one day it'll be presented in Yiddish, and one day it'll be presented in English. And so it will not only be expanding the theater over
Yeah.
our dead bodies. Never. Only
Oh.
in Yiddish, only in spoken in only in Yiddish. That's it. Uh, and so the comedy begins, the conflict begins, the drama begins. We throw in a few Yiddish staple songs like Auf dem Pripetschik, Papyrossen, Roschinkes mit Mandolin, Man steht alle Bells. It's just a very upbeat, lovely piece of entertainment. So you asked me something.
Yes, I want to know now the project that you're doing now about the Brethren, is that going to be in English, the movie that you're making for that?
One character speaks entirely in Yiddish.
Okay.
There will be subtitles.
Okay.
Uh, the other character, the other owner, speaks with a heavy Yiddish accent, but he throws in a few phrases of Yiddish, and the rest is all in English. The other 6 characters are all in English.
Well, that's going to be interesting. I love the sound of this.
Uh, just about everyone who read for the part for the audition, 2 of the women, it's 2 women and 6 men. 2 of the women, they both said, your brother never met us, yet the story he wrote, the character he wrote, that's me. He must have known something.
Yeah.
He has his characters very, very vibrant, very alive. An interesting side note, the young playwright I hired is a young kid, he's I think 19 years old, 20 years old, of German Hispanic background. Not a word of Yiddish.
Oh.
I sent him the sides, and he has to sing the song Papyrossen. Kalt der Nacht ein nebeldicke Sturm mit ihm, steht der Jüngele vertreuet und kickt sich herum. Not a word of English. I sent him the sides, transliterated the Yiddish words in English, and I say, please just read the words. We'll get the accent, we'll get the proper pronunciation once we start production. He comes in for the audition, and he knocks out Papyrossen like he just got off the boat from Europe. So,
Wow.
how did you do that? He says, well, I just went to YouTube, I listened to the song, and he just sings the song in a beautiful, beautiful Yiddish. Another character, Murray Significato, a down and out comedian, stand-up comic who needs to redeem himself by doing something dramatic, an interesting play, wants to do this play. And he also said, your brother, I never met him, but this is me. And he comes for the audition dressed in character, and he doesn't say this is his name. He says, "Hello, Sidney. This is Murray. Murray Significato." Uh, what's amazing about this, Marguerite, is the characters have all become such a part of this. One character said, "This has become a part of my life." He has a non-Jewish girlfriend. He is in so much in character that when he goes home after rehearsals, he speaks to her in a Yiddish accent. Nu, what are we having for dinner tonight? And his non-Jewish girlfriend, I believe, I forget what, she says like this: "Well, whatever you want, I'll make it for you." It's just absolutely delightful.
Well, that is really, that's wonderful. Now you say that you haven't started the film yet. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we still have to get some rights to some of the songs. Everybody is ready to go. I hope they're still available if they haven't gotten. Yeah, one character said to me, "Sidney, you're first on my list unless I get a call from Spielberg." So
I'll understand that, right, Sidney?
that's understandable and forgivable.
Yes, we can deal with that, you know.
Yes, so,
But that's really good, because that's good. It's coming up this year, and it sounds like you have most of the components together. Now, do you have a place where if people are interested in this project and they'd like to speak to you, is there a way you like to be contacted?
yes, we do not have a website yet. It's being worked on as we speak. But the address to contact me would be Sidney.Lam, SIDNEY.LAM, like in Mary, at Verizon.net.
Okay, so that's the email I use with you. What I'll do is I'll put that right up in front of us, because that's important. I also, while I have you here, I wanted to ask you about those other two projects, Apology and the one about the love story. Because are they being streamed? Can people see them?
Torment, the love story, is able to be seen on Tubi TV.
Okay.
I believe it's also available on Flix House.
Okay.
The Apology was done in 2000. That's being streamed, but it's,
people can get to see them.
I'll tell you, for the both of those were done on micro budgets as well. Micro budgets meaning low five figures.
Yeah, that's what I call mine when I make them. I call them hybrid, independent, experimental films. That's what I mean.
So,
but that's good.
What I also want to mention is one of the characters in this film is a Holocaust survivor. He's in his 90s.
Wow.
He read the script and he said, "Sidney," I told him it's a low budget film. He says, "I'm not interested in the low budget. I love the script. I love the Yiddish." And he speaks, we were looking for a gentleman who speaks, as they say, a richtigen Yiddish, a real Yiddish, not an American Yiddish. And this guy just fits the bill. So
wow.
I can't tell you, Marguerite, how excited I am about this project. Of the three films that I've done, the two that I've done and the one that I'm going to do, this by far has the most universal appeal. The Apology was an intellectual piece about a professor who makes a lewd request of one of his students, and she wants an apology, and he claims innocence. A very limited audience, not an upbeat film. This one, I'll tell you something about this film that's very nice. We live in a country right now that's divided. A lot of anger, a lot of meanness, a lot of hatred, a lot of stereotypes against minorities, against Jews. Anti-Semitism is on the rise. And the Jews still have a reputation of being hard-nosed, intransigent, not nice people. What this does, it takes these two old Jews who are stubborn. As they say, "You want to bring in a guy to do my place in Yiddish and in English, not over our dead bodies." But it has a resolution to where they compromise. And they say, "You know what, let's give it a shot." And it becomes an upbeat, very, very socially relevant film. Yes,
there's where it becomes universal, because we can all relate to that. And that's really an important message to be putting out into the world now, So I know this project sounds absolutely amazing, and I see success ahead of you for it because it's just wonderful. And when you finally do have it to the point that you're ready to show it and stream it, we're going to do a show again so we can let everybody know exactly how they can. And now, Sidney, before we go, I like to ask this question of my guests. What would your suggestion be for up and coming younger people that are interested in making movies? What would you suggest to them that they do?
Never give up. Never, never give up.
Okay, that's true.
Marguerite, I got my master's in cinema studies, not production. What's interesting is Martin Scorsese, he went to NYU as well. And he was in film production. I was married with a couple of kids at the time, so I couldn't go full time for film production. So I went, they were offering this degree in cinema studies, the art and history of film. So I got that in 1975, came out in 1975, that same year, to make it in the business as a writer, producer, director, whatever. Needless to say, I came close, 3, 4, 5 times, one suit away from a green light for production on 2 of the projects. One of my projects was optioned. Interesting story. I stayed with it from 1975 till today. Working jobs, I had my own business, I did other things, I had a family to provide for, but I never gave up. I wrote over a dozen screenplays, I wrote maybe half a dozen spec sitcoms, I got 2 or 3 agents during the course of my career, and I'm as excited now about my future as I was when I first came in, 35, 40 years ago.
And there is the story that I always like to put out there. Thank you so much, because you are an inspiration to older people as well, because we have to keep doing. And your joy and your enthusiasm is contagious, and your life force is very powerful. And got me, you got me. But no, I want to thank you, Sidney, so much for being on the show. And you've got so much to share. We're going to have to do this again. And when you're ready to get into production, contact me again. We'll see if we can even do a show then.
Okay. I will. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you. I just love meeting you. You've been amazing. And everyone, we're going to say goodbye for now. But this is my message to everyone. Remember to support your immune system. It's only 1 per customer. Okay, Sidney, have a great day. I'll see you soon, and much success and love.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.